In this video tutorial, I will show you how to install and configure Samba in Ubuntu. Okay. The prerequisite, you need to have a VirtualBox install, and you need to have two guest operating system. The first one is Windows 7 Professional, or you can use any Windows, and the second one is Ubuntu. Okay. So if you don't have this two guest operating system, then you may not be able to do the labs. Okay. Also, I want to mention to you that you need to have this basic networking works before we actually can proceed to the labs. Okay. Let me show you how to do ifconfig here in the Linux. Okay, I need to clear this out. Okay, I need to clear this. Okay, so here you need to go to Linux Ubuntu, go to terminal emulator and type ifconfig. Okay, alright, I have two Ethernet here. The first one is Ethernet 0, Ethernet E0, which is the IP address is 10.0.2.15. Okay, this one is my external IP address, so I can browse on the internet. Okay, then I have the second interface. This is for the internal network. I have an IP address of 192.168.10.102. Okay. So make sure that you have this IP address 10.102 so we can ping to the other windows. Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna do is to show you how to do a setup in the Ubuntu. Let me show you here. Okay, in the VirtualBox, make sure you enable this one, network address translation. This is for external network. And then on the host only network, here I create this one. Let me see. On the second one, here on the second one I put 192.168.2.102. okay, that's what I'm referring to. Virtual host only Ethernet adapter number 2. Okay, in here also I want to make sure on the machine setting, on the setting, okay, on the setting, you see that on the setting I put the first adapter. I have two adapters in my Ubuntu. First is the NAT, and the second one is this one, host only adapters. Okay. Alright, so now if I go to ifconfig, you see that I have two IP address there, the ETA 0 and the ETH1. okay, alright, so now I'm going to ping to my Windows. So ping 192.168.10.101. This is my IP address for my Windows 7 operating system. If I click enter, make sure I'm able to ping. Okay, if you are unable to ping, then you may need to disable the firewall. Make sure that you disable the firewall. So in here, now I'm going to go to Windows 7. I want to go to setting. Here again we have two network. The first network is the NAT, is for external IP address, and the second one is for the internal network. So my Windows 7 can communicate with Ubuntu, and Ubuntu can communicate with this one. with the Windows 7. Be sure you disable the firewalls. Okay, if you enable the firewall, then you won't be able to ping. Okay, now I'm going to ping to Ubuntu. Ping 192.10.102. There we go. Now I'm able to ping. All right. So be sure that before you do this exercise, you need to make sure that the guest operating system can communicate each others. All right. The next thing is I'm gonna close this. I'm going to close this. Now I'm going to show you how to set up and configure Samba in Ubuntu. The first thing that you need to do is to make sure that your Samba is installed. Okay, how do you verify that? You go to Service, Samba, Status. Okay, notice that the NMBD and SMBD is running. Okay, if you don't have these two services running, then you need to install or restart it. Let me show you how to restart it. Okay, so you need to restart this one. If your service is not running, you need to restart this using sudo restart SMBD. Alright, and type your password. Okay, and then you need to restart the other one, which is the NMBD. Alright, so now the two of the services are running. Okay, alright, the other thing that you may need to do is to ensure that the Samba is installed. Right, if your Samba is not installed, you need to write down this command. Okay, I will provide the documentation in the blackboard. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to you need to run it. In case that your Samba is not installed, you need to run this one: sudo apt get update. So you need to update all the repository of all the necessary files for Ubuntu. Okay, you updates all of this. Leave it run for a while, and then you need to run this one: sudo apt get install Samba. I will not run these commands since I already have the Samba installed. Okay, but in case your Ubuntu does not have Samba installed, you need to run this one. Alright, the next thing that I'm gonna do is to go to configuration file. You need to make some configuration changes. What you need to do, you go to sudo, right? Sudo nano etc samba /smb.conf config, right? Alright. Oh, I think I may have a typo here. Yeah, am I? Isn't it? Okay. Control X. Okay. I need to go to sudo nano. Oh, here I have a period. I don't need that. Sudo nano //etc /samba and /smb.conf config. Enter. Okay, here all the configuration about Samba. You scroll it down. Okay, you scroll down and look for this file. Okay, you look for this file. You look for this sentence here. Let me see. I think up to the share definition here, share definition. So you need to go down. Okay, here I'm gonna create a share. Here it's called CITP. Make sure you disable the semicolon. Thanks to Mr. Esteban, the lab assistant in our school, that helped me to spot the mistake that I have. Okay, so we're gonna create we need to create a share called CITP, and then the path, if you notice that here is the path, you need to type this down, path equal to /CSRV/Samba/CITP. That is the name of the shares. Okay. The next one, you need to know the browsable. You see this browsable equal to yes. That means the client in Windows, the Windows client can browse and access to this directory or folder. If you say no, then Windows client will not be able to browse on the CITP folder. And then guess OK. The guess OK equal to yes. That means Windows user can log in without username and password. Okay. The writable equal to yes. That means the Windows client can change the file and save the file. If you say no, then Windows clients can only read the file. They cannot make some changes and save it. Alright. So the writable equal to yes. That means when Windows client access to this share folder, the Windows user can save it again. If you say no, then the Windows client can only read the files. Okay. Alright, after you do that, make sure you do Control O to save this. Right, you gotta click say yes and then Control exit. Alright, so that is the next step. Alright, let me pause this video, see how many minutes I have. Alright, let me pause this one.